Salam everyone. A lot of people when they start learning the Arabic alphabet just copy how others say the letters by sound. That's normal, but the problem is sometimes you end up pronouncing certain letters wrong. Today we're gonna fix that. We're gonna learn the right way to pronounce Arabic letters by using مخارج, which means the exact articulation spots where each sound should come from. So let's learn how to pronounce Arabic letters part 1. Okay, let's start with the letters Noon and Mim. These two letters are the only letters in Arabic that have two مخارج, which means two articulation points. So with the letter Noon, the two مخارج are the nasal and the tongue. So to be able to pronounce Noon correctly, you have to feel the air here in your nasal, but also place your tongue at the same time at the back between your gums and your two front teeth. So you say Noon, Noon. For the letter M, it also has two مخارج from your nasal and your lips. So to be able to pronounce the letter M correctly, you have to feel the air here from your nasal, but also press your lips together to be able to meet at the middle. So you say Mim, Mim. Try it out to see if you pronounce it correctly. Let's learn how to pronounce Arabic letters part 2. So apparently in the last video I made a mistake. Apparently this area, the roof of your mouth, inside of your mouth is called the palate. I called it the gum. This area is the gum and this area is the palate. Okay, so today the letters we're going to learn are ba, waw, fa. So these letters, unlike the letters from the previous video that had two مخارج or articulation areas, today the ba, waw, fa have one مخرج, which is the lips. Okay, so let's start with letter ba. Ba is pronouncing by pressing your lips together, make them meet at the middle. So you say ba, ba. Now for the letter waw. The letter waw is done by pouting your lips. So you let them meet together, but by pouting them. So you say waw, waw. And lastly, the letter fa. The letter fa is done by placing your lower lip and make them touch your front teeth just lightly. So fa, fa. See, it's easy. Let's learn how to pronounce Arabic letters part 3. So today's 3 letters we're gonna take are these 3, the yellow ones, Zay and Sin and Sad. And they come from the same مخرج or articulation spot, which is the tongue, and more specifically the tip of your tongue. So let's see how we're going to place our tongue to be able to pronounce these letters. So take the tip of your tongue and place it at your lower teeth. So your tongue is going to look a bit like this. They're going to go up a bit and then touch your lower teeth, but just slightly, not too much. Let's try them one by one. Let's start with the first letter. Repeat after me. Zay, zay, zay. Now the second letter. Sin, sin, sin. Now the last letter. Sad, sad, sad. Let's learn how to pronounce Arabic letters part 4. Hi. So today 3 letters are these 3, which are la and fa and dal. And they have the same articulation spot or makhraj, the same as the last video, which is the tongue, and more specifically the tip of your tongue. But the placement of the tongue is different. So let's see where we're going to place our tongue to be able to pronounce these letters. So take the tip of your tongue and place it here at the tip of your lower front teeth. You're going to realize that your tongue is going to touch your lower front teeth, but it might go outside a bit. But that's okay. But I want you to make sure to still make your tongue touch your lower front teeth, even if it goes outside a bit. So let's try them one by one. Repeat after me. Let's try the first letter. Va, va, va. Now the second letter. Tha, tha, tha. Now the last letter. ذل, ذل, ذل. حروف العربية. So in the last videos we did these letters. In today's video we're gonna do these 3 letters, which are ta and dal and ta. And these 3 letters have the same makhraj or articulation spot as the previous 2 videos, which is the tip of your tongue, but the placement of the tongue is different. So take the tip of your tongue and place it here in the top area of your upper front teeth. So this is how you're going to place your tongue to be able to pronounce these letters. So let's try one by one pronouncing these letters. Let's start with the first letter. Repeat after me. Ta, ta, ta. Now the second letter. Dal, dal, دال. Now the third letter تا تا تا. يلا نتعلم نطق حروف العربية. Hello, so in today's video we're gonna focus on these two letters, Ra and Lam. We already took the letter Noon in the part 1 video, so you can check that video to know how to pronounce that letter, but today we're just gonna focus on Ra and Lam. Ra and Lam have مخرج or articulation spot from the side tongue. So let's see how we're gonna place our tongues to be able to pronounce these letters. Let's start with the letter Ra. So as you can see for the letter Ra, the middle part of your tongue is going downwards, and then the tip of your tongue is slightly touching your palate. So make sure to place your tongue this way to be able to pronounce the letter. Okay, let's practice together. Letter Ra, repeat after me. Ra, Ra, Ra. Okay, perfect. Now let's go to letter Lam. So this is the diagram for letter Lam. As you can see, the middle part is slightly going downwards compared to the letter Ra, which is going downwards even more. So here is just slightly downwards, but the tip of your tongue here is covering more area with your palate. So make sure to press the tip of your tongue even more with your palate to be able to pronounce the letter Lam correctly. So let's practice. Repeat after me. Lam, Lam, Lam. يلا نتعلم نطق حروف العربية. Today's video, we're gonna focus on one letter, which is the most difficult letter that even Arabs struggle to pronounce this letter, which is the letter Dad. And letter Dad, مخرج or articulation spot, is from the side tongue. So let's see how we're gonna place our tongue to be able to pronounce this letter. These are the diagrams for the letter Dad. If you see from the top diagram that the emphasis are on the side of your tongue more so than the tip of your tongue. So when you place your tongue, make sure that the side of your tongues are touching your molar teeth from the back. A lot of people struggle with pronouncing this letter because they don't focus on making sure that the side of your tongues from the left and the right are touching your molar teeth. If you do that, you'll be able to pronounce the letter correctly. Even if you see from the second diagram that the sound is going to come from your side of your tongues, or the emphasis is that area more so than other parts of your mouth. So repeat after me to be able to say this letter correctly. ضاد ضاد ضاد. يلا نتعلم نطق حروف العربية. Today's letter are these three letters, which are Jim, Shin, and Ya. These three letters, articulation spot or مخرج, is the middle tongue. So we're still in the tongue area. We finished with the tip tongue and we finished with the side tongue. Now we're moved to the middle tongue. So let's see how we're going to place our tongue to be able to pronounce these letters. So to pronounce these letters, you need to place your tongue like this, where this is the your palate, and I want you to leave a bit of space between your palate and your tongue, just slightly, very slightly, to be able to pronounce these letters correctly. So you're gonna notice when you're pronouncing these letters that the sound should come from the middle area of your mouth. So repeat after me these letters one by one. Let's start with the first letter. Jim, Jim, Jim. Now the second letter. Shin, Shin, Shin. Now the third letter. Ya, Ya, Ya. يلا نتعلم نطق حروف العربية. So we finally reached the last part of the tongue, which are for today's letters Kaf and Qaf. So these letters have a مخرج articulation spot from the fore tongue. So let's see how we're going to place our tongue to be able to pronounce these letters. Let's start with the letter Kaf. So for the letter Kaf, we need to place our tongue this way, where the highest point or where the sound is coming from should be from the far tongue. And you need to let a little bit of air passing through between your palate and your tongue. So repeat after me the letter Kaf. Kaf, Kaf, Kaf. Well done. Now let's go to the letter Qaf. For the letter Qaf, it's kind of similar. It's just the tip of your tongue would be lower than the letter Kaf. So the highest point again, or where the sound is coming from, should be from the far tongue, but the space or the area between your palate and your tongue is going to be larger than letter Kaf. So let's practice together this letter. Repeat after me. Qaf, Qaf, Qaf. Perfect. يلا نتعلم نطق حروف العربية. So we finally reached the last part of the series of pronouncing Arabic letters through مخارج or articulation spot. If you followed along with me from the beginning, you'll notice that we already did the مخرج from the nasal, from the lips, and from the tongue. So today's video, we're gonna focus on the last مخرج, which is the throat. And these 6 letters are pronounced from the throat. So let's see how we're gonna pronounce these letters. So these are the letters of the throat. You're gonna notice that there's an upper throat, middle throat, and lower throat areas. So you're gonna notice that the sound for the upper throat for these two letters are gonna come from here, from your upper throat. For these two letters are gonna come from the middle throat, and for these two letters, they're gonna come from the lower throat. When you practice and repeat after me, try to notice where the sound is coming from. Now, let's start with the upper throat. Repeat after me the letter kha, 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 kha. Now the letter ghain, 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 ghain. Well done. Now for the middle throat area, for these two letters, let's start with the first letter, ha, ha, ha. Now the second letter, ain, ain, ain. Finally, for the lower throat area, let's start with the first letter, ha, ha, ha. Now the second letter. The second letter is alif, but when you're gonna pronounce it, let's pronounce it as a. A, a, a. Well done! I hope this series was beneficial for you. Once you learn how to pronounce the Arabic letters correctly, it will help you tremendously learn how to pronounce Arabic words later. So let me know how's the journey for you. Do you think these videos helped you pronounce the Arabic letters correctly? Or do you think you still need to practice and you're still struggling? Your feedback is very important. It will help me even improve my videos. So let me know what are your thoughts. Like if you find this useful and subscribe to learn more Arabic.